Yo, what's up? It's your boy BC Bader, and welcome back to another episode of the Bate Escape podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things solo sexuality and masturbation. I'm so excited for this episode because I sit down and chat with our beta bro, SnifferBroSF, and we chat about all kinds of sexy things, all of them about masturbation. Go follow them on X under that handle. You can also follow them on Just for Fans at SnifferBroSF. Thank you so much again for your continued support and tuning in every 2 weeks for these enlightening conversations about solo sexuality. And I really hope that you enjoy this episode. Again, thanks for listening. I hope that works. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Struggling. I was trying to like connect my Canon camera because I feel like my camera on the computer is shit.
hmm
And then it just didn't work.
I just use my phone. Yeah. You can use your phone.
I could use my phone, but then I was trying to get
Mhm.
like that. You know how like when DSLRs get that like quality of like, it's not
Yes.
as flat. There's like more dimensional shit going on.
hmm
Um. Anyway, it didn't work. Um. How's it going? Hey, thanks so much for being on my podcast.
I'm
I
honored to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. For those listening, I'm chatting with. Are you a Gooner? You're a Gooner. You're a
I
Gooner.
am. hmm
Gooner Bader Sniffer Bro SF, which tells me that you're in San Francisco. Is that correct?
Yes, I am from San Francisco.
How is it like being born and raised in San Francisco? I've always wanted to like grow up in San Francisco for some weird reason.
I'm not actually born here. I just moved here 2019, just before the pandemic. And
Okay.
I'm originally from the Philippines.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How is it like being living in San Francisco? Do you like it?
I love it. I mean,
Oh,
like
okay.
the weather is nice compared to the Philippines, which is very humid. Um actually I was worried that, culturally it will be really like hard for me
Mm-hmm.
when I moved here, but it's very diverse. The food is amazing. The people are amazing as well. The gay community is great here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like how great is the gay community there?
When I say like great, like there's like it's really established, like the gay community in San Francisco. That's what
Oh,
I mean. Because like in the Philippines, it's like, well, um around 80% is Catholic, so it's very conservative in the
uh,
Philippines. There's still a lot of like closeted like gays in the Philippines.
that's a bummer. Isn't it
Yeah.
so weird that people still have to be closeted? Like that's such a
Yeah,
random like thing to me. Like I'm just like, who's closeted?
I
I'm
know.
a I'm a hot mess today. I'm like
It's okay.
dropping. I'm
It's
like
it's
I'm
the
dr-
weekend.
you know what's throwing me off too? That it's been raining. Is it raining in San Francisco right now?
It was raining so hard yesterday.
Yeah, it just started this morning. Like it was supposed to rain yesterday and it didn't. And then I woke up and it was like raining and I was like, oh, like I guess I'm like doing this today.
Yeah.
Um, but what was I saying? Oh, being closeted. It's so weird to me. Like I've been out for so long, and yes, people can be closeted, and there's a reason why people need to be closeted, but just like it's so weird that we have to live our lives like
Yeah.
behind like this veil of like, I'm not gay. Like, yeah, you are.
I know. Um, Actually, I didn't really come out until probably in my 20s.
hmm
My mom always asked me like, "Are you gay?" But I
Yeah.
didn't really acknowledge it until
Huh.
I like introduced my my partner to my parents, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah."
Huh. Was that like difficult for you to do? Like just kind of accept your gayness?
Because like my parents, especially my mom, is very like religious.
That's relatable.
Yeah, I was an altar boy before.
No
Yes,
way.
I
Like
was.
like
I
a
was.
real true altar boy.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
God. What was that experience like?
It was hard because like I know when I was still a child, like probably 5 years old, I know that I'm different.
Yeah.
And like 7 years old or 8, I was in the church being an altar boy, and yeah.
Yeah. That is insane. Well, it's wild and it's relatable too, because I grew up in a Christian home too. Like my
Yeah.
parents were very devout Baptist Christian. And
Okay.
that's how I grew up. And so I'm always really curious to talk to other people who grew up in the church because it's so conflicting, right? Like you get all these ideas from like church and like Bible and like God to say like you're bad or whatever, and then like you
Yeah.
have to kind of live your life in a way that's like, "Oh, actually that those things aren't true, and
Yeah.
this is really who I am," and then that kind of like I don't know, it's like a whole different layer of like lived experience.
Yeah. I actually come out to my aunt like before I came out to my mom.
Uh-huh.
And um my aunt is really like very accepting, but my mom was like, "Oh, take out all my clothes from the closet and wear it." But she has a different like concept of what gay is. So
Yeah.
I tried to like tell her like that's not what I am. I'm not gonna like, cross dress or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's really worried about when I get old, who's gonna take care of me. And
Mm.
I tried to like educate her, like we'll cross the bridge when I get there. But yeah,
But aren't you in a relationship?
I'm married.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're married, so you're
yeah,
good. You have
yeah.
someone that's like
I
you can
know.
live.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I feel like does your mom know about your husband or no?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, my mom died 2020, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that,
It's
bro.
fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's a bummer. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it is a bummer.
I have my husband, and my husband's family is really, really supportive, and they're really nice. They're a great family.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. And then did you meet your husband in San Francisco?
No, actually, I was working at an airport before in the Philippines, and that's where I met him.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So what, where did you like, were you like a flight attendant or like what were you doing at this airport?
No, I work at like a healthcare in
Oh, okay.
healthcare.
I see.
Yeah. But we just met on Grindr, and we just get I know. We just kept in touch, and like we didn't meet after 2 years, I think. And that was 2016. So
Okay.
2016 and then 2018, that's where we met like in person. Yeah.
I feel like that's a safe way to do it because I meet a lot of people off social media
Yeah.
and people are always just like, let's meet after
Yeah.
like a couple of chat sessions. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, like you have to wait a year minimum. Like that's my cutoff.
Oh wow, that's
I
a
mean,
long time, yeah.
sometimes I don't wait that long, but I was just like 6 months to a year before you actually meet someone offline because people
Yeah.
are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like walking outside my house, I meet crazies and I'm just like, I don't want to leave my house ever. It's weird.
Do you now that you mentioned that, do you consider
Mhm.
yourself a demisexual?
I feel like I'm on the spectrum of
Yeah.
demisexual. Like I
Yeah.
definitely
Uh,
do enjoy like meeting someone and really like caring for them and like really understanding who they are. That's
mhm.
just like in terms of like relationships. Like if I'm gonna
Mhm.
pursue a relationship or if I'm gonna have a boyfriend or
Mhm.
polyamorous, whatever, like I
Mhm.
really do need to know a lot about you. But if
Mhm.
I just want to fuck, like I don't even want to know your name.
Okay. I think at some level I think I consider myself a demisexual. Like
Yeah,
I can't like be sexually attracted to someone if I
yeah.
don't feel like a certain like connection. So it's kind of hard for me to be a baiter and like a
That
demisexual.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, oh, does that transfer over to like your Gooner lifestyle? Do you feel like you can't really connect with other baiters unless you like
Yeah,
some
cause like
kind of relationship with them?
yeah, cause like like having Twitter and someone would like message you, oh, can we like bait without any like context of like getting to know each other. It's hard for me.
Then yes, then I'm on the same boat too, kind of
It's
sort
hard for
of.
me,
Like
yeah.
I think in the beginning I was just like, okay, like anybody can be like it's whatever. But then I just started to like, I don't know, like I just started feeling more comfortable when I know someone.
Yeah,
Like
me too.
have a conversation, maybe meet on Zoom, like kind of like have this like you're a real human
Yeah,
interaction.
yeah.
and then kind of explore like the sexual aspects of that.
Yes. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, because like when you bait with someone,
Hmm.
you're in your vulnerable like state.
Hmm.
So I want like the connection to be as deeper as it can be if I'm dating with
Mm.
someone. That's why
Hmm.
I consider myself a demisexual. Yeah. Because it's nicer like if there's like a chemistry connection when you bait, like
Do you
yeah.
feel like there's a certain level of like safety when you do?
Yes, I value,
Okay.
yeah. I think that's also part of why I'm I'm a demisexual. Yeah.
I think so too. Like I value safety too. Like you never know what pe who people are. You know, like
I know.
how much do you know from like a short interaction, right? Like you don't know what they're capable of doing.
I
And
know.
I'm at a point in my life where I'm just like people are just scary. Like people are dangerous, people are weird, people are gross. Like if
I
I know
know.
you and I have this interaction with you, like I know who you are, but for the most part, I don't trust anybody. But
Okay,
yeah, but
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you, like, I had like a really bad experience, like meeting like a baiter. This is the worst.
Tell me.
I am, so I met him like a couple of times on Zoom, and like, of course, it's just showing his like torso and like, of course, the penis and
So
all.
he wasn't showing any face.
No, no.
Okay, okay.
And so he's from New York, and I love to travel, and so I love New York. So I went to travel to New York, and we like exchanged like contacts and like, oh, let's try to meet. And then of course I asked him like, oh, can you show me like pictures of your face? And then apparently he showed me like probably a younger version of him. And when
Uh-huh.
I saw him, like, oh my God, he's like probably middle aged, like really not what the picture he showed me.
Yeah.
And I was really like, okay, am I gonna still like push through with like the
Wait,
plan?
like how old was he? How much older was he?
He's probably like in the 50s.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Would you have been okay with someone that age if he had just
I'm a
if he had just presented himself that way, like
Yeah, I
truthfully?
would
Yeah,
be okay.
yeah,
Because like my husband is like in the 50s.
sure.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, and I like matured men.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the deception is what killed me. I'm like, why? Why would you send like a younger version of yourself? Like, can't you just like tell me? And what's worse is like, well, we still push through with like our plans to like bathe. But
Yeah.
then like he said he brought this like kind of like oils, different kind of oils, and like we were in a hotel and like the oils went through like on the sheets, and it was yellow. The oil was yellow. So I was like, oh my God.
That sounds so suspect.
I know. I'm like, I'm not gonna see you again. In my head, I'm like, because he wanted to like meet the following day. I'm like,
Yeah. No, that's not okay. Like I just feel like listen, like just be truthful about who you are.
yeah,
Like I'm not gonna get grossed out. I'm not gonna get like I've dated with men that are like in their 60s. Like that's
yeah,
not that big of a deal to me, but
yeah. Me
just don't
too.
like lie about who you are. Like
Yeah,
you don't, and that's like the scary part of social media where
I
like
know.
people are just kind of like, and also too, I kind of feel like I don't know, maybe it's like really sad to think about, but like I feel like social media caters to like a younger demographic,
Yeah,
and like these older men are like trying to like, they're trying to be cool, they're trying to use social media too, and it's like you can use it, but just use it for who you are. Like you don't
yeah,
have to like go on and like,
yeah. Just present yourself, and people
yeah,
will come. Like there's people have a lot of like likes and kinks and fetishes that
yeah.
you might never know who's out there. Just like be truthful.
Okay, so like I know that you're a beta gooner, but like what are some of your other kinks?
Um, I love like ball stretching.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's
Like with
with
metal.
metal. Yeah.
Oh, that's so hot. You wear a lot of that stuff, don't you?
I just I just noticed that I can't bake without like ball stretchers. I don't know. It's
What
just
do
a
you mean?
different like
It doesn't feel as good?
yeah. You
Oh
should
yeah.
try. You should try
I
it.
see you wearing it now. No, I do have it. I do have one.
Yeah.
And I do like it, but it's just like a pain in the ass to put on.
It
Does
could
yours have
be
does yours have a
no.
screw or is it magnetic?
Mine is magnetic.
Okay,
I
I
think
feel
for me it's easier to put on, but some
yes.
like of course it comes in sizes and it's hard to like it's complicated to put on and like complicated with like the sizes because like not everyone has the same size of like balls. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always like, because my friend came over one time and he's like, "Oh, let me try it on." I'm just like, "Well, it's specific to me. Like, I measured it," and he's like, "No,
Yeah.
no, they're kind of all the same." And I'm like, "They're really not."
Yeah.
And so he tried it on and just kind of slipped off. And I was like, "I told you." Like, and so I've always like people who want to get into like metal, like
Mm-hmm.
particular metal devices and
Mm-hmm.
metal like sex toys. Like, you have to be really specific and measure it properly because you could
Yeah.
really injure yourself.
Yeah. Um, if you saw that picture, I usually put like uh I, they call it donut ring? Donut? Donut ring?
Yeah, yeah, donut ring.
Yeah, so that it doesn't fall like yeah. I
I do.
experiment.
I
Yeah.
do like it too because it weighs down your balls. Because it only makes your dick harder, right? I feel.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Where did you get that one at? Is there a store in San Francisco that you like to visit?
I like Mr. S leather, but I bought it from Amazon. Yeah.
I bought mine from Amazon too. People are
Yeah.
always like, "What store did you get it from?" And I'm like, Amazon.
Yeah.
I just like research how to measure yourself, and then you'll
Oh
be
my God,
fine.
there's so many people on Twitter that will send me like a message like, "Where did you buy like that?" like
Yeah.
the ball weights, and I would say like Amazon, and I would just like send them the link,
Oh,
like
that's
here you
nice.
go.
That's nice. And then you have
Yeah,
also too like the black nipple suckers.
yeah.
Where did you get those, Mr. S Leather?
I think so. I forget where I
That's
bought that
that's
one. Yeah,
okay. I miss wearing my I just recently got my nipples pierced. Well, not recently, but they're taking forever to heal. And I miss wearing my nipple suckers and I don't want to put them on until they heal,
I
which
actually want to have like
your
my
nipples
nipples
pierced.
pierced,
You
but
do it. It doesn't the initial piercing hurts, but like the recovery is not painful.
I'm scared of like the infection.
Yeah, so like I feel like currently right now, like they're kind of temperamental. Like they
hmm
really do take time to heal. And so I was told when I got pierced, they're like, oh, it'll take like 3 months to 6 months, but it's almost 6 months and they're still
hmm
kind of like healing.
hmm
So I'm assuming it's probably gonna take like a year.
Does it make your nipples more sensitive, or is your nipple
So
are
my,
your nipples already sensitive?
yeah, so my nipples were already sensitive and they
Okay.
still are, which I'm really happy about. Like
hmm
they're sensitive. But I did have a friend who said that they got their nips pierced because they wanted them to be more sensitive, but then they never became more sensitive. So either you have sensitive
Oh,
nipples or you don't.
because
That's how I can say. Hmm.
mine aren't that sensitive, but
Uh-huh.
once I like edge and like do poppers, they become like sensitive. Yeah,
Yeah. But I feel like maybe because you're just like so horny.
yeah,
Like
probably.
you're just so turned on that everything in your body feels really good.
Yeah, which happens all the time.
Tell me about the bader scene in San Francisco. Like I have no clue what's happened up there. Is it popular?
So I think so my mentor, wh- the very first Peter I met, um,
Uh-huh.
he mentioned that there's like a version of New York Jacks before here in San Francisco, which is called SF Jacks, but it's gone. Like I
Oh,
think 2019, I think. Yeah.
do you know what happened to it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Maybe people just weren't going along or like
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
attending. That sucks.
But there are a lot of baiters here in San Francisco,
Hmm.
and there would be like you know, organized like circle jerks by, probably two people from here in San Francisco, but I don't usually go. I went to New York Jacks.
How is that, New York Jacks?
Oh, It was amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Was it?
I I went I went with my best friend because he usually go in New York Jacks.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, there's a lot of people, like a
Where does
hundred.
that where does that get hosted?
It's organized by someone. I think Yoga Bader, he's the one who organizes it.
Okay, yes, I know who you're
Yeah.
talking about. Do you know BK Bright Bader?
Yes.
He goes to those a lot.
Oh, I've not seen him when I was there.
I always maybe you missed him, but like I always feel like he's always like chatting up or something. He's like, I'm gonna be at the New York Jack because I think he's in Brooklyn, maybe.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think compared to New York, um
Um,
SF is more like tame compared to like bear like
like,
scene.
uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not well established, I think, here in San Francisco, but in New
Uh-huh.
York. I love going to New York. That's why I travel a lot in New York because I've met a lot of like really nice like daters in New York.
Have you been to LA?
I've not been to LA.
There's a lot of
Never.
daters in LA.
I've heard. I've heard. I've
Yeah, you
heard.
should come on down to LA. I feel like it's a growing thing. I feel like more people are like using the term side and like
Yeah,
people are actively looking for like more like masturbation,
I know.
like oral sex, like no penetration, which is really cool because I'm just like, oh, it kind of opens up like a more of a like sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, I don't want to fuck. I mean, I'm a baiter, but like I do like to like top and have penetrative sex, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm looking for a very specific thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like baiters most of the time give me that.
I think like it exploded like during pandemic and like I think also like being a baiter when you're like looking for, someone to bait with, there's always someone who just wants like to jack off. Unlike,
Yes.
someone who's looking for anal sex, there's like a lot of like talking and like, but I think it's easier for like, there's a lot of preparations for like anal sex and with
Yeah.
baiters, you just like, okay, let's go. Like, yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's what I really like about baiters because you're just like, oh, let's bait and then we can get like tacos.
I
Or we can
know.
get tacos before and then bait. Like you have that option. Like
Yes,
you don't have
yes.
to really worry about like your bodily your bodily functions.
I know.
I think my upstairs neighbors has a dog.
Hmm.
And you can't have dogs in these apartment buildings. And I feel bad because I love dogs, but like it's kind of annoying.
You should report them.
You think so?
You should.
I was thinking of texting my apartment manager and being like,
Yeah,
hey, like I think there's a dog. Like, is this okay? I don't know. Like I just hear it running around like its nails
yeah.
on the top of the thing.
Because like if they're becoming a nuisance, then you should
But
really report them.
here's here's the thing, like sometimes like I only really hear it a couple of times. I don't know, like it's still in the early ages of like, is this annoying or is this not annoying? Like how much am I willing to put up with? I'm at that
Yeah.
stage right now. I've never
Okay.
met her though. I don't want to start drama with my neighbors. Like I've heard horror stories of like having drama with neighbors and it just becomes
Oh
like this
yeah,
like back and forth of like aggression and that's not okay.
I know. I had like not similar, but we were traveling and we got a text from our landlord saying, there was a water leak from our upstairs neighbors, and we got home and it was like just all like wet. Yeah.
Like it was all over your apartment.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Like,
that's like my worst nightmare.
yeah. It
I was
was
gonna
like,
it was a lot.
it was a lot. I'm like, uh, I was just looking forward to like coming home and like resting, but we got home and it was like a mess. And like the carpet is like all wet. I'm
Who has to
like,
pay for that? Doesn't the landlord or
well,
like
the
somebody
landlord should, but also like our neighbor didn't even like come inside our apartment and look what she's done. Like she doesn't care.
what
Yeah,
a bitch.
I know. I'm
I
like,
hate
whenever I see her in our building, I'm like,
yeah.
whatever, fuck you.
You just give
Yeah.
her a dirty look.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to talk to you. Something like that.
That's funny. Whatever, fuck her. Like if you're gonna like mess up people's homes, Like
I know.
that's like the rudest thing you can do. Like people come
Yeah,
home and they it's a safe space. They like want to shut down the world, and for you to like fuck that shit up, like
yeah. So what happened is she left the water and the kitchen sink running and then went to shower.
how old is this person? Is she like an old lady?
An old lady, but
Oh, okay. Hmm. Maybe
I
she's
feel,
like,
yeah, I do feel bad about her, but that, she's old. But you just can't like do that.
fuck her. Let's talk about baiting again.
Okay, sure.
Wait, so how does the dynamic with your husband work? Are you both baiters or
No, actually, it's really the total opposite.
really? How
Yeah,
does that so how does that play out in the bedroom if you don't mind talking about it?
we still have sex regularly,
Okay.
but I've also introduced him to like dating and edging, which he likes,
Fuck yeah.
but his main focus is like really like
Mm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, there's also like a coming out like with my husband, like I told him because like I'm not really a baiter before coming here in in the
Uh-huh.
US, and it just like I discovered it like 2020 during pandemic. And so
Uh-huh.
like I think 2021, after a year of like experimenting, and I said like, oh, I think I'm really like a baiter, because like to me
Mm.
sex is just it, um
Yeah, like it's like
yeah,
okay, it's
it's
there.
okay. It's there, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I told him like, uh, I think I'm a baiter, and then he said like, well, that's just someone who likes baiting, like
Yeah.
masturbation. And I
Yeah.
said like, no, there's like a whole like,
Yeah.
community, yeah. And I've showed him like, I showed him like Bait World and what we do on like video chat and like
Yeah.
Zooms, yeah.
And how does he feel about all that?
He's very supportive now. He
Mm.
understands, like, because like I have like some friends here in San Francisco who's like a baiter. So I would tell him like, oh, I'm meeting my best friend because like we're gonna bait, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very, very supportive, which
Oh, that's
I love
nice.
about him. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard. There are also like I think I mentioned that on Twitter that I'm married,
Mhm.
and he's very supportive of me, and like you just have to tell your partner that the truth, that you love dating, and in a different like level, and they will accept you if they love you. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that a lot of people get hung up on that. Like they're
yeah,
so scared.
they're so scared. Yeah. um I got a few messages from on Twitter saying like can you give like an advice like on,
Hmm.
because I'm also married, I don't know how to tell my partner.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
just
good.
yeah. I yeah, I share like advice to them.
That's good. I feel like I feel like I might have been there at one point in my life. Like I would have been like, oh, like it's gonna be really difficult to date. I'm gonna have to like come out to them as like this baiter side of
Yeah,
me, and like what's that really gonna like entail and take? And I'm just like, no, fuck that. Like the person that you really enjoy
yeah,
and the person that really enjoys being with you is gonna really like work and accept who you are and be like, okay, you like this thing, I like this thing, we're gonna work it out somehow. Like it's not gonna be like a boner killer. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. You can be like you can like different things but still be together. Like,
Yes, that's what I'm
yeah,
talking about. Like
that's
there's
that's love. Because like
yes, it is.
you don't care about the difference. You just love the person.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're totally right. And I feel like there's so many different relationships and dynamics that can exist. Like, why can't a baiter be with like a non-baiter? Like, that's
yeah,
it. That shouldn't be like a hang up whatsoever.
yeah.
I don't know.
Also like it's not like you can be relationship with only, if you're a top, you can only be in a relationship with a bottom. Like you can
Yeah,
be in a relationship with a top as well.
yeah,
I'm
baiter
like,
top.
I'm like, yeah. I don't really pay attention anymore on like positions, like are you top or
Me
bottom.
neither.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't really
But
care about
I
that.
think that's what's so cool about baiters, though. Like, we're
Yeah,
just like we don't give a fuck. We're just like, okay, like you're into this, that's cool because I'm into this. And like, I feel like
we are
from
more
the
accepting, I would say.
yeah, we
Yeah,
totally are. Like I feel like I've had numerous conversations with different baiters on like different sex acts and like oh, I'm dating this person, but this person only likes like this thing. And I'm just like, oh, that's cool. You know, like, do you remember when you only liked that thing? Like, how did it feel for you? Um, and so I feel like I don't know, like we're more likely to navigate that space better, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're not so hung up on like, oh, you can't do this for me, then
Yeah.
you're a total wash. It's like, okay, like
We're non-judgmental.
yeah,
As
but like we're not just meant to, but I'm just like, don't be so quick to throw everything away. Like
yeah.
have a conversation, like talk about like the kind of shit that you're into, like you're gonna
Yeah.
figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Baiting. I love baiting. How often
And
do you
so
bait? You bait a lot.
I do bait a lot, but working in healthcare makes it a bit complicated.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like, are
So,
you really active? Like, are you on the field? Like, are you in like the rooms and like, oh
mm-hmm.
shit,
Yeah.
that must be so
Yeah.
intense.
I'm a nurse.
Oh
So,
shit. Well,
yeah.
shout out to you for being a nurse because I love nurses.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're the ones that do like most of the work,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they're really needed, and they feel like more. We should have more nurses. I should have been a fucking nurse.
You should. There's still time. We
No,
need
I'm
we need
not.
a lot of nurses.
How long did it take you to become a nurse?
Well, 4 years in
See,
college, yeah.
yeah, see, I don't have all that time. I've done my college years. I ain't going back to college. Like I've done enough. Like I'm just kind of like I'm doing my thing right now. But I feel like it's so cool. Like, because if you're a nurse, you could basically get a job anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just pick.
You just have to find which field do you like, because there's a lot. You can be in a hospital, you can be in a clinic, you can be in a hospice. Yeah.
Is there such a thing as like a mental health nurse?
Yeah.
Like someone that works in a mental health field? That's
Yes.
cool. I'm
Yeah.
very
Like
invested in mental health. I feel like if I
um
was a nurse, I'd go in that direction.
like
Yeah.
psych nursing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you would like, I'm very interested.
You get paid a lot because that's a specialty. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I should have
There's
been
a
a
lot
doctor.
of like nurses as well. There's a lot of baiter who are nurses as well.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? Like there's just like a
I
community of baiters that are nurses?
Not the community, but I know a lot of like nurses who are
That's
baiters as well.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
And like doctors. Yeah.
Big baiter doctors?
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool. I want to meet a
Hmm.
baiter doctor. I want to marry a baiter doctor.
You should. That's the goal.
I don't know, because I just feel like fuck, like I'm at the age where I'm just like, ugh, just I need like stability in my life. I don't know.
I
I don't
also
know. I
just
feel like I give it to myself. Hmm.
you know what? I also feel like there are a lot of baiters who are professionals.
Hmm.
Like I've met a lot of like people who are like, works as an engineer, like yeah,
Oh yeah, for
accountant.
sure.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
that's fascinating, right? Like all these
yeah,
people like have different like jobs and like different aspects of life, but like we
I
have like
know.
this one thing in common, which is like masturbation.
Yeah.
It can be a lot of different people.
Yep.
So tell me about you showing off online. Like, how did that begin for you?
Yeah, actually when I discovered like dating, or like popper baiting, I
Hmm.
was online like looking for like, a video on Etsy or something like that.
Hmm.
And then I saw like popperbait.com. So that's where I found like, oh, you can go to like, websites or Zooms to like
Hmm.
expose yourself.
Mm.
And that made me feel really like horny.
Hmm.
So I said like, oh, I think I like exposing myself. Like I like exposing my bait to everyone. So yeah.
And so then that's when you got onto X, Twitter.
Yes.
That's very
And
cool.
yeah. And I think like for me, baiting is like a ritual. Like,
Mm.
yeah, like for me to set up, it's like it takes an hour to like set up my laptop, like, because it feels like, it's like really a self-care like ritual.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I feel like um people have like a specific way of like getting themselves aroused.
Yes.
And like for me, that process of setting up my space, like making my bed, getting it comfy, choosing
Yeah.
my porn, getting all my
Yeah.
accessories, like it builds up like
Yeah.
this. Like you know you're gonna have a really good time with yourself.
Yeah. But of course there's still like times where you just like, just lie down and just like jerk off and that's it without any
Yeah,
like
the
setup.
yeah, but those are like early, like in the morning before work. Like before you have to get up, you're like, oh, okay. Or like on a Saturday morning, like this morning, I was like jerking off for a bit, but I didn't come because I was like, oh, I still have the rest of the day.
Yes.
But I mean,
Yes.
I
Especially
can
it's the
come.
weekend.
Yeah, that too. But also too, like I can come multiple times, but like every time it's like
You
I don't
do?
know. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh.
I can't like one after another. Like I will like a bait come,
Hmm.
and then I'll wait like 2 to 3 4 hours, and then I'll do it
Okay.
again. Like I need to have that time in between.
Oh my God, I know someone from New
Hmm.
York who can
Uh-huh.
like come and then keep like jerking off and then come again. Yeah.
That's intense.
He can come like 5 times. Like,
What?
yes.
Like in a row?
Yes.
Does he not know? Does he not have what is that period called? The refraction
He has a
period?
Twitter.
What's
He
his
has a
Twitter?
Twitter. Okay. Wait, what's
That
his
is
name again?
insane. I can't do that.
You can't do
Mm-mm.
that.
Maybe when
Hmm.
I was younger, but not
Okay,
now.
I remember now.
What?
Hard and stroking?
That sounds familiar.
Yes.
I'll have to look them up. Hard and
Yeah.
stroking. Wait, have you baited with this person?
I baited with him before.
Oh, there is, yeah. I'm following him. Oh, okay. I know who this person is. Yes, I've seen this person. And this person's out in New York?
Yes.
That's so cool. And how was that? Good times?
One of my best bait. Yeah.
Wow.
Hands down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a that's exciting. I'm always like cautious because people can like always like, they show up on like line, but then you never really know like what they're really like their energy, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like
Yes.
everyone's always trying to like make themselves be bigger and better online, but then like you meet them, you're just like, wait, is this really it?
Yeah. I actually tend to like gravitate to like baiters who are like really nice. And he's one of them.
Just like a generally nice
And
person.
generally nice person.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I feel like maybe that is more my vibe too.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I started baiting with baiters that like had a big following and they're really popular and they're just like it's not very sexy. Like it's very transactional and I'm just like, ugh, this just feels
Oh,
weird.
there's a lot of that here in San Francisco.
It's just it's like,
Very
oh,
transactional.
yeah, like oh, I want to bag you because of who you are. And I'm just like, okay, well, that's not really gonna like make me sexy or like make me any better at my bait. Like this is what the fuck it is. I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's why most of the time I just stick to myself because I'm just like, oh, like I know myself better. Because ultimately, too, like if we're baiting together, I'm just like, like just you sit over there. And I'm gonna do my
Yeah.
thing. Unless I'm
But
really
also,
into you. Unless I'm
but
really
also,
into you.
but
Hmm.
also you can't disappoint yourself.
How?
What I mean is like, if you're baiting with someone,
Yeah.
something might happen that, might disappoint you. But if you're
Oh,
just baiting by yourself, then you have
yes.
you have the
Yes.
control.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think inevitably like someone will say something dumb and it would be like
Yeah.
a total turn off. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
get out. Like,
Yeah.
did you really have to say that? Or like they'll pick porn that's like so racist. And I'm just like, okay, like, are you really getting off on this right now? Do you
Yeah.
no, that's not. I think I come to the point where I'm like very specific.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
want to ask a ton of questions, and I know like no one wants to be in an interview, but like I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, who are you about? Like, what are you into? Like, da da da. Like, who did you vote for in some election? Like, I need to understand that you're like a genuinely good person.
Yeah. Do you have a specific porn you like to watch when you're baiting?
Yeah, but I feel like that comes in with like my mood.
Yeah, same.
Or sometimes too, like I'll just start browsing and then like something will catch my attention and then I'll
Mm-hmm.
just like look more at that. Like
Yeah.
if it's like sucking dick, like if it's oral, I'll just like
Mm-hmm.
kind of continue to like look at oral.
Yeah.
And then I'll find a video that has oral and then I'll jump on that and does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then I like kind of like go like in kind of all directions. Unless I'm very specific and be like, this is all I want to look at today, then I'll just be very intentional.
Yeah.
Um, but I love porn. I love that there's so many different like
I
sex
know.
acts to
Are you
watch.
familiar with Beetopia?
I feel like yeah, isn't he like a
It's like a compilation of like betas. Yeah.
yes, and I feel like that person no longer makes the content. I feel like they stopped it. I feel like it was a person. Wasn't Beatopia a person?
E it's like a production.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
just like kind of like grab like videos off the internet and kind of
Yeah.
compile them. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that like I show up in one of them at one point.
You should. There's like a Telegram like group you can join.
For Beatopia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then you need to give me a link.
Okay, I will.
Once
I
we're off
will.
of this call because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm using more Telegram than I am for
Yeah.
um than I
Because
am X because I feel like X is too public
yeah.
whereas Telegram is much more
Yeah.
contained, I think.
And a lot of like betas would post like their own like stuff on Telegram on that group. So you
Yeah,
can if you're in the mood to just like browse like and get horny, there's a lot of like resource on that like Telegram group.
yeah, I'm moving more over to Telegram and also are you on Discord?
No, I've been trying to like figure out how to use Discord for like a year and I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, that one's really I've started recently using Discord. There's a couple of rooms that I go into. I can invite you to those.
Hmm.
But it's really cool servers. They have like different like rooms that you can like look at and you know,
There's
it's
video chat as well.
yeah, you can video chat, you could do like share screen. I think
Okay.
that's why people like it because it's just like on one app you can do so many different things.
Oh, nice.
Like
Okay.
with X, you can't really share screen, like you just
Yeah.
send videos and like so there's like other apps that have like a better like overall usage, I think. And also too, there's this new app coming up. I think it's gonna be launching this fall. I think it's called Bate Space. Do you know what this is?
Oh yeah.
No, Bait Mates. Bait
Batemates. Yeah.
Bait Mates, yeah.
Batemates.
Yeah, I started like researching their stuff and I was like, oh, they have a podcast too out and they like talk to other baiters as well. I think they're in the UK, I think.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
That's exciting. There there'll be more like website that's like beta like centered.
Yeah, and I think what's really cool about that is that it's app focused. So like it's you can browse more easily in the surrounding area, which I'm hoping. I don't know, I haven't
Hmm.
really like looked too much into it, but like it's like a Sniffies for faders, which is
That's
cool.
nice. That's nice.
It's so nice.
Something to look forward to.
I'm always really excited when like people come up with like new like beta technology.
Hmm.
Speaking of technology, do you want to play a game of Gooner Gone?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know this game?
Yes, I do. I'm familiar with it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, for those listening who are not familiar with this game is called Gooner Gone, and basically it's just me like finding things in my everyday life that I either goon for, which means that I love it, or I either tell it to be gone, which means it's gotta go. So in your life, you can goon for many different things, but we're gonna play this game and then we'll figure out how many goons we have.
Okay.
Okay, number one, Excel. Do
Gone.
you
I'm not really good at it because you need to be like you need to
know?
know like formulas, and I'm like, no.
That's the same thing with me. Like, I keep using Excel at work and I hate it. And I was just like, why do they keep making me use this?
Yeah.
Although I did find this content creator on Instagram and she teaches
Yes.
you how to use Excel. Do you know this person?
Yeah. I've seen that. I forgot what's the name of that, but
Sh-
I've seen the like the hacks. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
she's so cool and like she makes it really fun and interactive. And I'm just like, oh, I think I can actually use Excel. I think that'd be nice. Excel's horrible. Like unless you're like a mathematician or like
I
you're really
know.
good at math, like it's not even I'm very basic with Excel. Like I'll write down a list of things, but I'm not like doing pie charts and shit.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Okay, so Excel can get gone. Unless you're like an accountant, then you really need it. Maybe you goon. If you're an accountant, you probably goon for Excel.
Yeah.
Um, okay, number two, Reese's peanut butter Easter eggs.
Um, Gone?
Oh my God. Well, that was question.
I don't really like Reese's.
You don't like Reese's peanut butter eggs? Like Reese's and
No,
candy in general?
no,
Okay, do you like candy in
just
general?
I a what?
Do you like candy? Just like chocolate?
Yeah, I love chocolates, but not Reese's. I don't
Okay,
know.
what's your chocolate? What do you go
Go
like we
to?
yeah.
It would be like the Lindt, like truffles.
Oh, okay, yeah, those are really
Like
good.
I love like dark
Like the
chocolates. Yeah,
balls.
yeah.
I
So
like the
dark,
white chocolate ones.
I love dark chocolates. So yeah.
Do you like white chocolate?
I do love white chocolate as well, but if I have to choose, I would go for like dark chocolates.
Like a dark chocolate with a nice sea salt on it.
Oh yeah, yum.
That's so
Yeah.
bougie.
Yeah.
So you don't like Reese's peanut butter eggs? I feel like because Reese's will send out like they'll put out like seasonal Reese's cups. Like for
Yeah.
Halloween they have one, for Easter they have, I think for Christmas too.
Mm-hmm.
The Easter is the best.
Mm.
Like I don't know what they do to it, but the recipe is different.
Is it bigger?
Well, it's like in the shape of a it's like in the shape of an
Like an egg.
egg. So
Okay.
maybe like this side, maybe a little bit smaller than this, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I go in and you're gone for Easter eggs. Okay, number three, road trips.
I love road trips. Yeah.
I love road trips
So
too.
goon for that.
Yeah. What's the last road trip that you took that you really liked?
I think we went to Arizona.
Oh, from San Francisco, you went to Arizona?
No, we flew to Arizona. Forgot where. But
Hmm.
yeah, we like drove around like Arizona.
Oh, that's so cool. One of
Yeah.
my dreams is to like get like a big camper
Mm-hmm.
and like sleep in that and then travel.
That's so nice. Yeah.
Isn't that really nice?
Yeah.
I interviewed John. Do you know what John Allison Weiss is? They're like a
No.
recording artist. I interviewed him for this podcast. Check out their music; they're really good. But
Okay.
that's what they do. They like
Mm-hmm.
bought a camper and they
Camper.
basically just travel all over America and they perform music.
That would be nice. Like, cause I also love like dating outdoors. So that would be nice.
Where's a good place to bait outdoors in San Francisco?
Oh what?
Where do you bait outdoors in San Francisco?
Marshall's Beach?
Oh, what's Marshall's Beach? Is that like a nude beach?
New Beach. Wait, you haven't been to San Francisco? You've
The only
been.
times I've ever been to San Francisco is with my brother. My brother was went to Berkeley. So like
Okay.
that's the only time. But I never really like went to San Francisco to like chill.
Okay. You need to go to San Francisco and visit Marshall's Beach
Okay.
in a warm day. It would be
Okay.
like packed with like, you know.
Okay, then you need to go to San Diego and visit Black's Beach.
I went to San Diego last year.
Did you go to Black's Beach?
I went to Black's Beach and
What's better?
Black's Beach.
Black's Beach?
Yes.
Why? Is there more sex going on?
No, I just feel like, oh my God. Okay. I feel like the gays in San Diego are more approachable and
Yes.
friendly.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
true. No,
Cause
that's how
like,
yeah,
cause
that's
when I was walking Black's Beach,
mhm.
people will like, introduce themselves and like, yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have those mean WeHo gays over there, do
I
you?
know. We do.
Those can get gone.
I know.
Those mean gays can go. All right, so we goon for road trips. We love road
Goon, yeah.
trips. And we goon for nude beaches.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, number four, Vaseline.
Goon.
Do you use it for masturbation?
I don't use it for masturbation, but I use it on my nose. Because
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
That's a very ethnic thing to do. Like Mexican people, we love to put it on our lips.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really good. And then also too for like elbows.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's
Yeah.
like different reasons. Okay, I was gonna say God, but now that now that we've talked about those uses, I'm gonna goon for Vaseline too.
Okay.
Just don't use it for on your dick.
No,
No,
definitely not. Yeah.
definitely not. Okay, next, Snapchat. Do you like Snapchat?
I don't have Snapchat. I
Okay.
don't like disappearing like pictures or videos. I'm like, that's dumb. I don't know. I want to be able to like go back and see the picture
But
again.
you know that you can save the image, right?
Uh,
You can use it on Snapchat. I feel like I'm on the fence about Snapchat because it's just like there's a lot of young people using it,
mm-hmm.
and I never know. Like people always are lying about their age. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, this is weird.
For me, that's gone. Like Snapchat.
Yeah, I feel like Snapchat's kind of like on its way out anyway. Um, okay, next, stinky feet. Do you like stinky feet?
Mm, Um, it, stinky is like meaning in a bad way, right?
Yeah, like your
So
feet stink.
gone. That's gone. Yeah. I mean,
It's
like,
unless you like have a major foot fetish, like I don't think anyone's into stink feet. Like
oh, my
people
husband,
get people get turned on by it.
my husband loves is like has a foot fetish,
Okay, but does he like
and
him stinky?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Ask him when he gets home. Be like, hey babe, do you like stinky feet or like mild stinky feet? The reason why I asked is because I had a guy and he was like, oh, like, do you mind like working out and like wearing your sneakers without socks for like a
hmm
week and then letting me smell them? And I'm just like, I don't think you want that, bro.
Oh
Like,
my God. Yeah.
I'm a big guy. I can like work up a stink pretty bad. So I say gone. Like I don't like
Yeah, me
foot
too.
stink. Okay. And then the last one is just technology in general.
Mm, goon? Because like, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I goon for it. Oftentimes I'm just like, why does this even exist?
yeah,
Like, setting up the camera and it's supposed to work like it's supposed to work and then it doesn't. It's like, okay,
yeah,
well, what good is technology then if it's not going to be helpful to me?
I know.
But, we have phones and we have cameras and that's how we get most of our porn. So,
Yeah, computer.
yeah, exactly. So I'm
Yeah,
always just like on the fence about technology. It's like when it works, it's great. When it doesn't, it's like a major pain in the ass.
I know. You're
But for
right.
the but I think ultimately I'll goon for it
I'll goon for it as well.
because that's where I get most of my dick pics. um, hey, thanks so much for joining me on this chat. It was so nice to talk to you.
So nice to talk to you too. Thanks for having me.
Where can people find more stuff about you?
So
Like
just
where
look for like SnifferBroSF on Twitter and just for fans. Yep.
Yeah, on the Justice fans too. What do you show on your Justice fans? Is it just mostly like baiting stuff or do you do
Yeah.
more stuff?
Mostly just baiting. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just you jerking off.
Yep.
Jerking off your gorgeous dick. No, seriously, y'all have to go check out his ex. He has a lot of solo stuff. Yo, is that your beat session? Yeah, one, two, three, four screens.
Oh yes. Yes. I would like put it in like the big like TV or like a monitor.
That is
That's like
wild.
I love like that's why I told you it's a ritual. Like I need to like have it like set out. Yeah. And they can
That's
also
fun.
find me on Bait World, Sniffer Bro SF as well.
Yeah, on this picture that you have up, you have the bait world screen
Screen,
and
yeah.
then you have like a monitor with four different like
Porn,
windows.
yaps.
And then you have another screen and then like you have another laptop. You're set up.
Yeah.
I
I
kind
love
of feel like
porn.
I love porn too, and I feel like I need to get like a setup like this. I usually just watch it on my big screen, which I guess works most of the time.
You need to just plug in the HDMI on your
I know.
laptop. Yeah.
So that's good. Hey, thank you so much. Y'all can find Sniffer Bro SF. Go follow them on X. Of course, all of this is not safe for work. But hey, listen, if you're looking for a really goony time and want to see a sexy bro show off, go follow them and follow them on Bait World and also too on Telegram. So I'm BC Bader. Thanks for following me and joining this podcast. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will check back on you on the next episode.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Beasley. Hey, I hope you really enjoy this episode of the Bate Escape podcast. I love producing these shows. I love talking to other masturbators about masturbation. And I just love talking to other people about sex in general. If you love this episode, make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, and that you're sharing. Probably the most important thing that you can do for this podcast is to share it. Share it with everyone you know. Share it with that solosexual masturbator, baiter, gooner in your life. Let them know that they're not alone in their solosexuality. And again, I thank you always so much for your continued support with this podcast. Love ya.